Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in today. Just realized I got my phone mic on, so it was maybe a little louder than it needed to be there. Anyways, thank everybody for joining in today. Appreciate you stopping on by. So usually this is about the part of the stream. Loud. Stop. Nope. Okay. There we go. Anyways, this would normally be the part of the stream where I would turn on my face cam, but unfortunately, I don't have one anymore. I don't have a webcam because that was built into the laptop I was using. But I'm now on a desktop, which does not have a webcam. So, I'll probably get one of those soon-ish when I actually have the money to do that. But that'll be a little bit. Anyways, close out of that. It's good to be back streaming. Feels like it's been much too long. And I've got my. I also don't have a second monitor, so some things might be a little jankier. So I'm looking at my phone for chat. So we'll get used to that. Hopefully I'll be able to enhance my setup relatively soon. But again, no money. Okay, so let's go ahead and get down to business, why don't we? Working on the next big world. So here is what we've been doing, what we did last time, which is a short little glimpse into the upcoming world. Actually, let me go ahead and cancel that out. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. So I launched it the wrong way. Oh god. So you can see that there's a lot of stuff that's trying to render for the first time, because I haven't used Unreal on this computer a whole lot yet. So a lot of things are kind of janking out on me. But yeah, we got this guy. New enemy's working good. And some things might be a little broken on here because it's transferring a bunch of files and shit. So we'll test it as it goes. But here's a little look at the interior, loose interior for one of the upcoming areas. But today I want to work on some props in particular. Some fun stuff to really make these levels stand apart, be interesting and fun. So let's go to level stuff. Let's make a new blueprint. We probably want this to be... actually, what kind of character do we want this to be? If we look at... it should be props, train yard. I think I want it to be... Yeah, that's what we want it to be. So if we go to level prototyping... Not level prototyping. Interactable. Level stuff. We're going to make a new blueprint. And I think we're going to want to make it an actor. Let's make that BP underscore chairlift. Go. This guy out. So one of the ideas is a little chairlift, because this is the whole world is themed around a ski slope, so I'm thinking about incorporating that. By the way, I should actually talk to the chat. Hey everybody, how's it going? Got Thomas Valdez, Mr. Jonas, Random, I Have a Lemon, Crimson Art, Racer Paste, Elder Master Joe. How's everyone doing? And Electro Mang. Okay, so let's go ahead and start by doing something pretty simple, which is just going to be getting the functionality in place first. So just doing something simple, putting a cube down. I'll just extend it. This will be the base of the chairlift, and we'll give it more geometry when it needs it. So for now, pretty simple. Got ourselves a little base. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and just get rid of these guys. So we don't need those for testing. Alright, so you get on here, and what we'll need to do is actually make it function. So let's extend it out. Let's add a movement, or is it moving component? Trying to remember what the name of it is. If I got a train. Oh, right, because that's in projectiles, isn't it? Yeah, it's in enemies, projectiles, BP train. There we go. So this has something called an interp2 movement component. That's what it is. So what this will do is basically make a simple moving platform system where it'll move our object from one point to another, and it will smoothly interpolate that motion. So interpolation is just the act of going from one value to another, so it'll smoothly animate from one spot to the next. I don't know why... I'm still, like, gesticulating my arms and stuff, like I'm, you know... Like, you guys can see it, but... it's too natural to do. Thank you, Cerberus Mutt. Appreciate the kind words. And lol 1243. Okay, let's go here. So let's do something relatively simple. Doesn't need to be too complicated. And we're going to add a box collision. Let's drag it up here. Then we're going to extend it out and extend it out like that. Okay, so what we're gonna do is scroll down here. It's a little loud, let me turn it down a little. Just wanna keep it around -35. Okay, so pull this out a little bit too, actually. So we're gonna say on component begin overlap. So as soon as something overlaps with this box, we're gonna trigger some sort of behavior. So what we're first gonna do is cast to BP first person character, so that way this platform will only move if the player is going over it. And then what we're gonna do is activate this component when that happens. So when the player goes over it, it'll activate that component and it'll move. Pretty simple, relatively speaking. No webcam unsubscribed. I don't have one. Listen, I want to get one. I like emoting, but this is how it is. Okay, so we're gonna go to the interp to movement. Trying to remember exactly how this works. So yeah, I'm remembering. So it has something called control points, where it'll have two different, essentially, locations where it'll be. So what we're gonna want to do is get control points. Go. Actually, let's go and say set control points. Go. Yeah. No. I know. Okay. Never mind. No. Okay. So what we're gonna do is make two different transform variables. Actually, I think those probably only need to be. Let's make them vector. I think vector will probably do the trick. Actually. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So let's set this to starting position and ending position. And we're going to expose both of these. And basically what this will let us do is manually set where each one starts and where each one ends. Stop saying bum bum. No, that's what I say when I'm thinking. That's my thinking noise. Can't ask a man to stop making his thinking noise. Break. Go. Actually, that's probably a little unnecessary. We can do something a little simpler. Get index. Actually, no. We'll get control points. Get copy. And we'll say at 0 we will set control points. Or is it set index? Set index. Set array LM. There we go. Go. Then we'll hook it up to index 0. And let's go ahead and split the struct pin. Then plug that in like that. There we go. That's what we're trying to do. So what we'll do is set the 0 element, the 0 position, to the starting point, and then what we're gonna do is Yeah, see, I wasn't even thinking about doing the bum there, but I do it. It's just natural. And we'll set that to index 1. So whenever it spawns in, it'll be set to the starting position and then the ending position. And for simplicity's sake, we'll just set these to 200, 200, and 200, just so we can see that it actually does move. Okay. So let's see if it does anything. It does not. Okay. Interesting. So we're going to start by making sure that it is actually functioning. Set a check reset there. So whenever we overlap with that, we should get a print string that says overlap. There we go. Just to help us ensure that it is actually happening. Should add a single urinal exclusive because I think it'd be funny if there's a speeder category called pee break. I mean, I guess I'm not against it, but I wouldn't just put a random one in there. It'd have to be a full like bathroom area. Okay. So we've got this. Let's go to the interpret to movement. I think we want to have it. Auto activate is going to be off. So, whoop. Okay, well, it did move. It did move. Set 0, 0, 0. Actually, let's just do something simple and give it like 5,000. Okay, that might be a little too fast. Yeah, okay, that's probably a little too fast. Say 50. Something really subtle. No, it just keeps disappearing. And this should be relative. So I'm not sure why it's doing that exactly. Because it should be setting the starting position to the right one and then the ending position to the right one. Ending position is relative, yeah. Both are relative. That's weird. So my best guess is that it's probably just teleporting to 0, 0. So I'm thinking maybe the relative thing isn't working. Let's do this. Let's print the current location. Let's get actor or get world location. And then print that as a string just so we can see where it's going. Because my guess is that it's probably going straight to... No, it's not. It is going to the right spot, it seems like, but for some reason it's just like turning invisible. Yeah. Yeah, it just disappears. So it goes to, let's see, 1, 1, 2, 10. 1, 1, 2, 10, 5, 6, 4. Okay, so the only thing that's changing is the X variable, but for some reason the whole thing is turning invisible as soon as I collide with it. Which is really weird. I don't know why it's doing that. This is very odd. What if I turn off reset? No, it just keeps deleting itself for some reason. That's very weird. How about we try this instead? Event construct, or say begin play. So as soon as this event exists, what we're gonna do is hook up this code right here. So that way it'll set the control points beforehand. It's not an actor component. Oh. There we go. So that way it'll activate whenever we land on it. Nope, still doing that. Okay, so let's look at the train as an example so we can see why exactly that one was working and this one is not. Okay, so let's see. When you overlap, it enables the tick and then does all this, which is the visibility and making it move and stuff, and running code for taking damage and stuff. Okay, so let's try, instead of using activate, let's use tick. So I think this will need to be auto-activate on, and then tick enabled is going to be false, so that way, essentially, it will be trying to move, but it can't because there's no tick, which is the thing that drives it, essentially. So instead of that, let's say tick enabled, so we'll set that to on, so as soon as you step on it, it'll activate. Okay, well, it broke again. So for some reason, it seems like whenever it's activating, it immediately disappears, which is very strange. I don't know why it's doing that. That is super odd. Because it's saying it's not going anywhere. It's just whenever it activates, it breaks everything. Whoop. Okay, so now it is overlapping. It's detecting the overlap, but the problem is now that it's not activating, so it's not moving. Huh. That's very, very strange. So if I, like, set control points... Yeah, because I'm getting this, and then I'm setting the two different index options, and it sets their positions. So that's not the issue. The issue is something else. I'm not sure exactly what that could be. Okay, so it starts with the tick disabled, and then enables it. I think maybe I did something here. Yeah, I did this. Add control point position, add control point position. Okay. How about we try adding the control point positions instead and see if that does us any better. So let's add control point position. Do that, and then this. So we'll hook this in here and hook that in right there. Let's see issue. Oh, gotta hook it up there too. Right. There we are. Okay. That should hopefully fix our issue, maybe. And just to double check, we're gonna go ahead and say tick enabled, and we're gonna set that to false, and set it to on here. Oh, I just realized what I was doing wrong there. I didn't actually enable this one. There we go. Set component tick enabled to true. There we are. Alright, let's see if that works out for us. Well, it's overlapping, it's just not moving still. Interesting. Let's look back at train to see if it's auto-activate or not. It is auto-activate. Okay, interesting. So this one should also... No, it does not have auto-activate on. But for some reason, whenever it activates, it just turns invisible. Oh, no, now it's not. And now it's not moving either. How weird. How weird. Been watching this slowly come together for months now, and it's looking sick, dude. Thank you. Seen a lot of indie game devlogs, and your game caught my eye. I saw the video speedrunners destroying your game. Yeah, I thought that was a really fun event. Sort of, it also shows the game in a more practical context than most devlogs can. I think it's pretty cool. Is everyone ignoring my messages? I don't think people are. Just came to stream. Speed games are my thing. Speed games are very fun. I mean, I guess you could probably tell that I feel that way, considering I'm making one. Okay, set the ending position to like 300 just to see if maybe the adjustment's too slight, so we're not seeing it. Yeah, it's just not doing nothing. It ain't doing nothing. So if we look at this one, but it's working here where it sets the end position correctly, and it sets the input position correctly. So the question is, why is it not moving? Huh. Okay. So we're getting the overlap, but it's just not going anywhere. Let's say something a little more drastic, like 300, 300, so we get a little bit more pronounced. Yeah, no, the issue is that definitely the issue is that it's not just not moving. Okay. I'm thinking in multiple dimensions. This is so complicated. Why is this so convoluted? I mean, this feels like it should be very simple, but it's not. It's not working. Let's get rid of these control points. Actually, maybe that was causing issues. Okay, well, it's activating now. It's moving now. But the problem is still that whenever it moves, it seems to decide to just freak out. Let's add a delay of 1 second, and then let's get get world location. So what this will do is it'll... Oh, I already had that here. Lol. But what this will do is it'll let us know where it teleports, or where it ends up after it finishes moving, because it's set to take about a second to move. So we'll land on it, second, and okay, so it is going to 0, 0, 0. That is what I was worried about, is that, yeah. So for some reason, it is going straight to 0, 0, 0. Ultra Kill and Neon White come to mind. I find that comparison interesting. Not the Neon White one, because I am just like, I am inspired by Neon White. That is, like, I'm not hiding that one. And I like Ultra Kill a lot, but I really don't, like, I don't really think of it as an inspiration for this project. Like, it's just not really, like, I didn't really think about Ultra Kill when making this game. And again, very fun game. I like it a lot, but it's, I don't know, I feel like this and that I don't find are super similar, but that comparison gets brought up a lot. Okay, anyways, back to business. So we got our chairlift, and it's, for some reason, it's teleporting itself to 0, 0, which is not what it should be doing. Should be, so we set the starting position to 0, 0, and this is relative. So what it means is this is set in 258, 10,000, 5,000, because for some reason I set all this stuff like way up here, like sort of floating around in the sky and not at 0, 0, mostly just out of convenience. But for whatever reason, it's teleporting itself to 0, 0, even though the locations should not be relative. They should be anything but relative. So, new idea, new concept, new crazy idea. Let's try something a little different. Let's just say get actor, get world location. Hook it in there, so that way it'll start at 0, 0, and then the ending position will be whatever we type in here. So let's say that, let's put it like right here. So we'll say that the ending position is 258, 9,500, and 5,645. There we go. And then if we move it back, what it should do is start here and then travel there. So let's see if that wants to work for us. No, it just keeps teleporting. Why does it keep going to 0, 0? Why is it doing that? That is very annoying. Let's put it on construction script, maybe, because this is usually where you put initialization stuff, and I kind of forget to do that sometimes. So let's give that a try. Oh, okay, that time it just vanished. Oh, it's still relative. Whoops. Hey, look, it worked! It moved! It moved! Guys, look! It did the thing that I've been trying to do for like 40 minutes. Alright, well that's good. Although what's not good is that I got some shit stuck in my eye. I'm so enamored by your character designs, they've been eating holes in my brain awesome style. It says drastic consequences for my intelligence. Damn, I'm causing brain damage. It's good. That's what I'm here to do. Let's grab these two. Pull those back over to event graph. Oh, actually, copy paste those, actually. Yeah. There we go. Make sure tick is not enabled. Because we don't want it to move automatically. We do want it to move whenever you land on it. So now what it should do. Yeah, look at that. It moves! It moves! It took 30 minutes, but we got a slab that moves slightly. Yes! Okay, so now here's a couple things we can do. Let's go ahead and go to here, and we'll say, what do we want to say? What do I want to say? Say, I think it's called movement style? Behavior type, there we go. So we'll say one-shot reverse, and we'll say that it's going to take maybe 2 seconds, although we can actually make a variable called duration, and that's going to be a float, and we'll expose that, so that way we can have individual adjustment. And we're going to set duration set duration, grab our custom duration variable, plug that in. So if we want to set the duration, we can type it right here. So if we want to make it faster, we can say 0.5. That's not faster. That's, dare I say, that's the opposite. What if we make it like 3? Okay, well that just completely didn't work. Okay, weird. Very weird indeed. What if we do this in construction script actually? Construction script. So that way this will happen before anything else does. So now it should move fairly slowly. Yeah, look at that. Okay, now we're in business. Learning to play your game is like Pizza Tower. It's kind of miserable to start, but you play for more than 5 minutes, you feel like a bullet. That is kind of what I'm in. Like, it's a very difficult game to pick up for sure. I'm trying to ease players into that better with some like assist mode options, like the weapon wheel and scroll wheel stuff, if you want to turn that on. But yeah, the learning curve is pretty damn steep. That is for sure. Which I think is a good thing and a bad thing. Okay, set the duration to like 0.5. Cool. So now we got ones that move very quickly. So now the problem is that it just stops doing anything. So if we go back on, then we'll see, yeah, it won't repeat its behavior, which is not exactly what we want. So what we're gonna do, I don't really know what to make of your art style. It's so simple but charming. Thank you. I guess I don't really know what to make of it either. It just kind of is. Although you guys are going to be surprised when my next game comes out. Whichever, well, actually, no matter what my next game is, it's probably not going to look like this. It'll probably look similar in ways, but it'll also be very different. Although, if I ever make a Void Collector 2, then I guess that would wrap back around to being normal. Or being this. Yeah. Okay, so now we've got this, but what we need to do is make it so that way it'll properly reset. So we got this working. So after we do a delay by however long duration is, so that way we know this will always be the same amount of time, then we can grab the interp2 movement and reset. Or not reset control points. What did I do here? Restart movement, that's what it is. So we'll do restart movement. And then we will set component tick enabled to false. Okay, see if that go ahead and does the job. Oh, okay, well, move. What? What? Is it? Okay, so it's not quite what I'm trying to do. Okay, interesting. Let's set that to 0. Whoa. Okay, that's super janky. It's pretty similar here, right? Because I've got it set to ping pong. Yeah, it's set to ping pong. And here it's set to... Oh no, it's set to one-shot reverse. Should be set to ping pong. Boom. Okay, now I'm confused. I'm confused yet again. Why is it launching me like that? What is going on? Okay, so then whenever you overlap it, it resets the movement like that. Oh, I know what I need to do. I think the duration... I'm trying to think if the duration is how long it takes for the whole sequence, or if the duration is how long it takes for just one movement. Let's try... So I think that was probably about 1 second. So let's go to here, and let's multiply by 2. So that way it'll actually cover the entire length of the travel time. And then it will restart movement. Whoops. Keep forgetting to set my spawn point up here. So I'll go back, and then reset movement. It'll still launch me when I jump off, which is really weird. I don't know why it's doing that. But it does do this now. But why do you launch me? Why do you do that? Why are you doing that? Yeah. Okay, but it's working pretty decently now. Hey, Lemon. Sorry for making everybody so deathly scared of, Actually, hold on. Where is it? Guys, look out! A ghost! Ah! Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you like that. So, what I'm wondering with this is, like, for some reason it's launching me even though it's not moving at all. Like, despite being still, it's, like, it somehow still has momentum attached to it. So if I just let it rock, yeah, it still launches me. That is so weird. That is so strange. Nope, now they're screaming in chat. Sorry guys, listen, I shouldn't have showed you the ghost. it was too much. Okay. Let's actually go ahead and make the chairlift a little bigger. And is the ghost still here? Oh shit, the ghost's still here. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is copy paste this, shrink it down, extend that up, and drag it up like that, and like that. Like that. There we go. Now we've got a nice backing to our chairlift. That is not facing the right way. Yeah. Okay, so I do need to figure out why exactly it's doing that. Very janky. Let's say -90 actually. Yeah, -90. But now we... where the hell did it go? Maybe this place is haunted. Why did that disappear when I rotated it? So like if I stand on it now, it's fine. And then if I rotate it -90 degrees, then it just vanishes? What is going on with this thing? This sucks. Why is it doing this? This is so stupid. This is so dumb. And I'm not changing the rotation. I'm just changing the, like... Yeah, I don't know why it's, like, the rotation shouldn't even be a factor. I'm not changing the rotation anywhere. Like, the rotation is not part of this. Like, it's not rotating at all. This is stupid. Rotation isn't even a factor here. Okay, you know what? Screw the chairlift. I hate the chairlift. We're coming back to this later. I don't want to do it no more. It's making me peeved. Alright, so let's actually do a little bit more of just pure interior design shit instead of trying to work on these annoying, uncooperative objects. Okay, so first things first, I've got an idea for a sort of a pretty simple system where, how do I put this? So the idea is pretty simple. Essentially, you'd have this sort of normal version where it's like this nice, warm ski lodge. There's going to be fires and stuff. And an idea for the first stage is that you'll, you know what? I've got an idea. Actually, I've got an idea. I've got a great idea, as a matter of fact. Let's just do a display capture. Yeah, there we go. Hey guys, how's it going? Okay, so here's what we're doing. The idea is the level is like this. You start here. It's like a nice little closed-in room. You get a nice little bit where you get to see all your surroundings and stuff. You get to look around. It'll be nice and simple. But then you'll have like a little like spooky hallway, maybe a normal hallway actually. And what it'll do is you'll enter another room And you'll fight some normal enemies, so we'll just say, like, enemy. There we go. And then what you're gonna do is go down here into another hallway, into another, like, large-ish room. And we're gonna have, like, a pane of glass right here. Say glass. There we go. And behind the glass, you'll see a Gunther, say G, and a spooky ghost. Which, what'll happen is you'll see through the glass that the Voltaic ghost will go over to the Gunther and possess him and turn him into you'll see through the glass that the enemy will go over, possess him, and turn him into a big spooky guy. So you'll see that happen. Go around here and then fight through here, and then what you'll do is something like this, where you'll go back to the starting room, but now something will have shifted. And then all of the textures are going to be spooky and dark and stuff. So it'll be like the fire will have gone out, and there'll be like cobwebs and stuff that have appeared, and the textures will be darker. And I think that'll make for a really fun, memorable stage where like you do a loop around like this. And then I'm thinking you'll go in here, and then you'll have, say, like just have some more enemies in here. And then lead out into a short, like, outdoor section. So say outdoor. And then that'll, like, lead into the end. Something like that. So basically, all of this is to say, the idea here is that I want to have a system that will be able to detect when you've passed a certain part of the stage, and then that will trigger certain types of enemies to appear that weren't there before. Maybe like a new ghost enemy that only appears in the spookier version of that stage, and obstacles that will appear, like a door, for instance, that'll disappear once ghost mode is activated, and certain props and stuff that'll only appear once ghost mode is active. So the question is, how do we do any of that? And honestly, I don't really know. So I think it's time to get down to brass tacks and see what we can do. So first obvious, sort of easy option is we go to here, and we can just do something simple like turn the exposure down. So now it's like, ooh, it's spooky. It's darker. Anyways, set it back to 1. So we could do something like that, where we lower the exposure a bit, turn down the... Ooh. What the heck did I do? Okay, maybe we're just not gonna mess with that actually. But we could do stuff like heighten the contrast, give it like nice deep shadows and stuff. Really help sell the atmosphere. But now, I need to figure out how to actually, put that into practice. So let's go to, let's say interactable, level stuff, and let's make a new blueprint. Say it is, I think an actor is probably what we want, and we'll say BP ghost mode. So this will be pretty simple. All we need is a collision box. There we are. Go. So what we're gonna do is grab a on-component begin overlap, and we're going to cast to BP first person character. So as soon as the player goes through that box, then we can call this, as long as the player goes through that box, then we can do these changes. Okay, so now how do we want to do this? Okay, I've got an idea how we could do this actually. So let's grab a post-process volume object reference and then make that exposed, and we'll just call this post-process. And let's get post-process, and we can set exposure, That'd be exposure, right? Yeah, exposure. Lens. Set. Let's just say set. Set settings? No. Set. Okay, so we actually don't have as many options here to set as I would like it to. Interesting. Okay. So this might be a little bit more complicated than I had presumed. Get blend radius, infinite extent, priority, settings, blend radius, blend weight, enabled. Oh, okay, you know what? No, I've got a better idea. I've got an idea. So what we can do is make a duplicate of our post process. And let's turn the materials off. Material, there we go. And let's delete all of these. So what we're gonna do is, we'll call this the spooky lighting. There we go. Turn that back on, and what we're gonna do is go to the exposure, and then we're just gonna make the shadow contrast a lot higher. Let's turn the max brightness down a bit. Turn the exposure comp down, say at about 0.5-ish, 0.4. There we go. And by default, first we're gonna set infinite extent unbound. There we go. So that way what that means is, there we go, that it'll actually cover the entire space. Turns out that was already on, whoops. So what we're gonna do is, let's see, active, visible, enable. There we go. So it's gonna be disabled by default. And if we put down a ghost mode trigger right here, right behind the couch, just so we can find it easily. So we put that right there. What should happen is that what it'll do is it will enable, it will enable the post-process volume. So what we're gonna need to do is set it to here, which is, let's just drag you up here. Put them in here. Okay, where are you? Get in here. There we go. So what we can do is grab this and then click and click. So essentially what that means is that it is now linked to this guy. And look at that! Now the lights turn off. Look at that. How easy. How easy, how clean. And then we can have that sort of trigger another larger setting to make other stuff now show up. Okay. Cool. Now, I do think that needs a little bit of extra sauce, because it just turning off is a little boring, isn't it? So here's what I think we should do. A little bit of pizzazz on it. I should also clarify, because I'm seeing some people talking about it actually being horror. This is not going to be full horror. Like, this is a more jokey horror. I'm not trying to actually, scare people, really. It's kind of more like haunted house horror. Okay, so we're going to enable it. Delay by, say, 0.1. Disable it. Now it blinks a little bit. Maybe make it blink a little bit slower at first. Ooh, excuse me. There we go. Just a little bit of extra sauce. A little bit of something extra. Okay. So now what we need to do is figure out how to make it so that certain things will only show up once ghost mode has been activated. So I think we can do this pretty simply by adding in a blueprint, making that an actor, and we'll call that BP Ghost Door. Now, I'm sure there's probably going to be better ways to do this, but I do have an idea for how we could do this. We're going to go to first-person character. We're going to add a new variable called ghost mode. That's going to be a boolean. It'll be off by default. And then we will grab the ghost door, put one in here. Actually, first we'll grab ghost mode. And what it will do is... we can just actually run a sequence, because this should be a little bit faster. Apparently can't spell sequence. There we go. And we will set ghost mode to on. There we are. Hook it up like so. And then we can go ahead and crack open the ghost door, which again, this will just be a nice little placeholder graphic for the time being. Probably better you don't go full horror mode, fits better with the overall theme. Yeah, that's what I think. I also think that it's... I don't think speedrunning and horror really go that well together. Like, if you can speedrun a horror game, it kind of isn't that scary. I also just don't really like horror that much, like horror games that much. There's some I like. That's not a full definitive statement. But a lot of horror games are kind of just barely video games, you know? Where it's like, the mechanics have like almost no depth to them because they're way too focused on being scary. And there's games like that work for sure, but I tend to be more on the side of like a survival horror that's just more interesting to me. Okay, so we got the lights flickering out, and what we're gonna do is it should be on normally, and we'll do an event tick. Actually, let's just set a timer. The timer will be a lot less costly. Event begin play. There we are. And what it'll now do is we will start timer by event. Set timer by event. There we go. It'll be looping, and we'll give it like 0.4. So it'll check every point. It'll do 0.5. So what this means is that it'll check every half second for this event. And we'll plug in a custom event right here. And it'll be check for ghost. There we are. So we're going to run a branch. Before any of that, we're going to cast to BP first person character, get player controller, get player pawn. Oh, how'd I get over here? Get player pawn. There we are. And then we will promote to variable, so that way we can access this whenever we want, without having to do a full cast operation all the time. So as first-person character, we're going to get ghost mode. There we are. Oop. Yeah, that'll do. And then if ghost mode is true, then we will set visibility to false. So the door is there, and it's still there. Okay, not quite what I was hoping for, because it does set ghost mode. Yeah, it does set ghost mode. So it gets ghost mode if ghost mode is true. Let's print a string here just to see why that is or is not working. So we'll say false here, and then we'll say true right there. So false, 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 true. True, true, true. Okay, so the issue is that the visibility thing isn't doing anything. What if I do that? Oh, it's because I didn't propagate to children, I think. Ah, here we go, look at that. Now the door disappears. Excellent. Okay. And then just now we're not going to need this anymore, so we can pause timer. Actually, we could just destroy actor, I think, because with the new checkpoint system, this should still be a this should be okay to just destroy actors still, or with the lack of a checkpoint system, because that's been getting reworked quite a bit. Okay, cool. Now we got the ghost door. Pretty simple, pretty easy peasy. So there's some more stuff I'd like to do that I need sprites for, because I don't have the, I just haven't drawn him yet. Like, I want to make a new ghost enemy that actually fights you, but he'll only show up in ghost mode. So I think what we're gonna need is something that we can use to bring ghost mode back. Are you kidding? Wait, hold on. Why is the stream looking like that? What the heck? Why is it just a black screen? Nope. No, I guess, are we back to normal? I think we're back to normal. Okay, that was weird. Weird jank on my end, I think. But whatever, we're good now. Okay, so now we've got the ghost mode activation. So now what we need to do is make something that un-ghost modes. So let's grab BP ghost mode. Recreate the entirety of Silent Hill 1. Yeah, that's probably, that's definitely within the scope of this project. I could do that. So we'll just call that BP unghost. And we'll put right over here, just in front of this table. So grab BP unghost. And we'll basically just invert all of these. So it'll do the opposite where the lights flick back on, and ghost mode will be set to false. So, blip, blip, blip. Where is it? I don't think it's... Uh-oh. Oh. Got it. Yeah. I didn't actually set this one to the post-process that I... Yeah, there we go. It was trying to read something that didn't exist. So lights blink off. Lights blink on. So I do think that if you're already in ghost mode or not in ghost mode, I don't want those to be able to trigger constantly. So what we're gonna do here is run a branch before we run the sequence. Actually, we can just do it before this part. I don't think we really need to worry about the other stuff. So let's set up a branch. And let's get ghost mode. So if ghost mode is true, or if it's false, then it'll run this. And if it's true, then we already know it's true, so it won't continually blink the lights over and over, which I think would get probably kind of annoying if you ran into it accidentally. Just also look a little janky. So this should help sort that issue. So let's add another branch. For this one, we're going to do pretty much the same thing. Get ghost mode. And if it is true. So nothing. Then if we turn this, if we do this one, then it shouldn't re-blink over and over. Then if we go through here, it'll blink the lights back on. And you go back here, it'll blink the lights right back off. All right, perfect. This is coming together. I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot. Okay, so I've got a couple other things I want to do. For one, I do want to refine these textures, but I'm thinking I might do that a little bit more on my own time. Especially the ceiling, I feel needs some work, and I want to add like some support beams. So let's actually try making those support beams and see how they look. I think I've got stuff I can do with that. Let's make the current block size 200. Then put these in the corner. Something kind of like this. How do I want to do this, actually? This might be a little more complicated than I was thinking. Because I want to make something a bit more interesting there. If I really need to, I could just do this. So we have like these nice sort of cross-section beams. Because I think I've mentioned this, but the goal here is to make like this sort of ski lodge vibe. So I'm trying to add all sorts of little fun details and stuff to help make it sell that concept. So I think these will definitely help, especially if they got like that nice, something kind of like this where it's got more log-ish look to it, which these are going to need a bit of a rework to be kind of like this, so they feel like they are vertical, like stacked logs on the walls. Color palette wise, I think is also going to need a little bit of work, but I like the sort of orangey colors of everything. Although maybe I could actually even on the post process for the spooky lighting, I could give it like a subtle color adjustment. Just to make it feel a little bit more grim. Like maybe can I set what would I be looking for? Maybe saturation? Oh, I need to enable it, actually, because I won't be able to see any of my changes. There we go. Enable it. Just so we can spectate, see what that looks like. And then we'll grab the color, saturation, color, yada yada. Yeah, there we go. So we can change the color and make it something kind of grim. Kind of like this purpley color. That's kind of cool, right? Contrast. Whoa, no. Yeah, we can even up the contrast even more. Look at that. Kind of cool. Oh, I kind of like the icy color, actually. That's kind of messing with that. We could also just make this look, like, horrible. Or literally unplayable. Okay, is this... This is pretty hard to see. Maybe this could work, though. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. It is kind of cool. I don't know, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Maybe make it a little brighter, so it's not too hard to see. Yeah, I don't know, I'm kind of messing with it. What if you just added a Seth's room Easter egg and it's just an empty room, but just my face on it? I do actually want to put a little Seth in it somewhere, but it'll probably just be like a little me doing a dance in like a corner somewhere. It's like a little gif of me doing me breaking it down. I think that'd be pretty fun. Let's go ahead and turn that off. So I want to see how that looks in motion. Oh man, okay, that's actually really good. I like that a lot. That changes the whole vibe pretty drastically. I think that works really well, actually. Yeah. The only thing I might need to do is make it a little bit brighter, cause and maybe also get rid of the flashing, or find a way to make the flashing a little bit more subtle, because I don't want to trigger seizures. That is a concern of mine. Okay, so now we've got these like little wall pillars here. Let's go ahead and go to attributes, edit materials, set that to alt and angle. There we are. And we can just set all of these to, there we are. Set these to, which one would probably work here? Probably wood wall sign, yeah. Yeah, that adds a little bit extra texture to it. It's not bad. I think what we need to do, though, is make some new materials and adjust our color palettes a little bit, so that way it reads a little bit more clearly. So let's go to Solemn. Let's grab Wood Wall, and let's rename that to Dark Wood Wall. There we are. And we can just make this a bit dimmer, give it a nice bit of color contrast. 0.6, 0.7, 0.2, 0.3. Let's try that. Something a little bit more desaturated would work here. So let's go back to edit materials. We're going to add dark wood wall. Go. And then set all this to dark wood wall. There we go. Definitely want to find a fix for these not lining up at all, because that looks pretty janky and not all that great. But I do think it helps add a little bit of detail and a little bit of texture. So I do want to change the roof. I think I might make the roof something a little bit darker. Oh shit. Thanks for the 10, Mom. Appreciate it. Putting the new computer through its paces. As you can see, not sitting around. Okay, so let's grab the dark stone texture that I use here. Let's make another one of those. Oops, I was copying the wrong thing. Grab a new one of those. Let's make it dark. Let's call it ceiling stone, actually, just so we've got a clear distinction about what it's actually being used for. Makes it easier to find later. Make it pretty dim too, just so it really does give that sense of contrast that we're looking for. So let's go to here. Let's edit the materials. Let's grab the ceiling mesh, and let's add the ceiling stone. Then we will assign the ceiling stone material. Yeah, I'm not sure if I love it. It does feel a little bit out of place with it. Yeah, I think maybe it needs like a different color or a different texture. I like that it's so much easier to tell now that it's different, but it does feel a little bit out of place. Maybe if it matched this color of stone actually, so that way it would feel a little bit more cohesive. So what if we just do the cobblestone texture? Sort of leads into itself. I think it feels a little bit more natural, but the cobblestone texture itself definitely still needs a good bit of work, I think. It also might help if I select the interior surfaces of that and make all of those the dark stone texture. There we go. I think it does read a little bit more clearly. It does help sell the interior a bit more. All right. So some other things that might be good to add here is maybe like a little grate in front of the fireplace and an actual fire to help sell that feeling a little bit more. This texture also definitely needs a rework. This is just like the sand texture, and it doesn't look great in practice. So, you know, we'll probably adjust that. That does look a little better though. Yeah. It doesn't look great at an angle, like when you look at it, but at an angle, the slight bit of texture does kind of help read. What if we make it, say, like 300, 200 even, so it's like way more sort of like detailed-ish? Yeah, that doesn't hurt, I would say. Like 150 even. Make it real tiny. That does kind of work, actually. It does kind of work. It kind of works. Yeah, it kind of works. I kind of like that, actually. Yeah, I think you put a little fire in there. That's gonna work a treat. Sorry, got brain damage for a second. Add a chandelier. I actually do have plans to add a chandelier. It was a good thinking. So I can tell you some of the other things I'm gonna add. I want to add a. Yeah, now we can see what it looks like in spooky vision. Yeah, I'm kind of liking it. I'm kind of liking the spooky vision. Oh, the door should come back, shouldn't it? Yeah, the door should come back. But yeah. So I'm planning to add a chandelier prop. I'm gonna add like a mounted like animal head on the wall. I've already drawn it. I just haven't imported it yet. For carpets, like nice rugs you can put down. I'm gonna make those like so you can change the color of the rugs too. So there's a lot of options there. I'm gonna add a fireplace. I'm gonna add a snowman. I'm gonna add windows, cobwebs, and like little spider guys and stuff. Oh wait, how sick would like a spider enemy be? Like that could be a cool thing, right? Like you're going, like the bunch of spider webs show up, and then you got to deal with those. Like there's a giant spider enemy who only shows up when you're in ghost mode. That could be kind of cool. And I'm getting so many ideas. This is the fun part about making a new world is when you just any new idea you come up with is just something cool you can throw in there. Especially with like a haunted, spooky ghost setting. There's so much shit you can do with it. I keep saying the word spooky. I've noticed. Let's set visibility. Yeah, literally giant enemy spider. It's true. So if it's true, then we will set visibility to false, and if it's false, we will set visibility to true. Yeah. So the door is there, and the door disappears, and the door reappears. I think I'll probably give it like a custom little texture where it's making it clear that it's like a haunted ghost thing, you know, something like that. Okay, yeah, I'm kind of liking the direction that this is taking. I think we're onto something here. Okay, let's change the texture for these though. I don't really like how those are looking too much. The dark wood wall. Let's go to. I think I put them in train yard. Yeah. So I've got orderly 2, cobblestone, crisscross, and sand and wood. So there's a couple of just like basic textures that I've made, and you can see they're very, very simple. So I can make more of these. I'm sure I will make more of these. But for now, I'm just trying to see what I've got, see what works. Let's try orderly 1, because that one is vertical. I do think that works a little bit better, but it still kind of gets janked up on that slope there. Let's try remeshing it to see if that sort of lines it up properly. It does not. Okay. So I'm thinking probably something a little bit more loose and organic on these would look a little bit better. Let's try crisscross. I don't mind that actually. I want to find it. I want to get it to line up a little bit better though. So it's got multiplied by 200. Yeah, so now it lines up correctly because it's the right scale. I don't know if I love how it looks though. I don't know if I love that. You said it was 400. 400 does not work. Okay. Okay, well I'll make a custom texture that just happens to line up properly for this. Like make it probably around 400-ish. So I can tweak that a little. Walls are a bit too orange. I do think they're a bit too orange. Because I'm trying to make it feel warm and cozy, but it does kind of not look that wood-ish. But like if you look at pictures of like the inside of a ski resort, you know, it does kind of have that sort of orange, warm glow to it. So that's what I'm trying to get the feeling of. But I do think maybe it does look a bit too orange. If you're looking for cool stuff to hide in the spooky world, maybe some of the new textures could have secret sheet ghost patterns in them. That could be fun. Ooh, idea. I was gonna add like paintings and stuff on the walls, like cool little not hidden, but cool paintings and stuff. And those could turn into different paintings when you're in ghost mode. Like they could have, like it could be a drawing of Bouncer, and then when it goes into ghost mode, it's like a skeleton Bouncer or something. That could be really fun. Okay, but let's try tweaking the orange a little bit. I think that's probably a good call. Maybe something like that. Setting a little bit more into the brown territory. I do think that works, but now we're gonna need to change. Yeah, I think I like that. It does feel nice. It feels warm, but not quite as overbearing as previous. But now we're gonna need it to probably just lighten up the floor texture a little bit, so that way that reads as different. Add some knots in the wood that turn into eyes in spooky mode. That is a great idea. Nah, still a little too similar. Let's brighten you up a little bit more. Maybe give you a little bit more red to you. Oh, now this one's looking a little too peachy. Yeah, it's still looking too peachy. It needs a certain amount of dark to it to read as brown. That's kind of a hard color to get. Let's just grab the wall color and just maybe see if we just make that a slightly lighter version, if that'll read well. See, now maybe it's like a little too gray. Yeah, now it doesn't feel really warm at all anymore. It feels a little too cold. That's not bad, but that's not great either. I think maybe what I need to do is, Yeah, I think what I need to do here is maybe take some of these basic colors and try something a bit more experimental with it color palette-wise, instead of keeping as strict to a standard realistic color palette. Like, I think gray and stuff for the stone would look nice, but maybe we can try... Maybe I'll even will go back to pushing some of the orangeness of it more. Because I think the orange is probably a good direction to take, especially with Ghost Mode being so blue. That'll give us a really fun contrast between the two. Add some more lights, the light feels a bit omnipresent. Well, I can't really do that, because I don't use lights in this game. All the textures are just painted on. So I could add some extra sections to, like, sell the feeling of depth. But I think that is a good assessment. But I can't just add lights. So I think first thing I'm going to do is tilt it back into orange. Just give it a bit more saturation. I think I do kind of like that orange. I don't mind it. Bring the saturation back to you a little bit. See how that looks. Yeah, see, now those two colors are too similar again. Yeah, these two don't really blend together great. It doesn't. Yeah, there's the way the wall and the floor meet. I don't really really jive with that all too much. Keep closing out on accident. I think maybe if I even go the opposite direction and make the orange a little bit more exaggerated, then it might work better, because it'll be less realistic. Because if it's like a more subdued realistic orange, then that might look too orange still. But if I make it more outlandishly orange, then it might read as more cartoony and therefore fit better. I don't really want to make something that's actually scary. I don't know. Not really something I'm super interested in. It's like, let's just try that. Let's just make it, like, even more of an exaggerated, like, cartoonish orange. Yeah, the richness of that orange is actually quite pleasant. I think what we need to do is the floor and the ceiling, actually. I think that the contrast here is not bad, but it's also not hidden. It's not hidden. If I just make the default a little dimmer. I think that is better, I think. I do think that's better. Let me look at my real-life floor for a second. I guess in real life, usually the ceiling and the walls are the same thing, and then the floor is different. So what if I try reapplying the orange to the ceiling and see how that looks? Wall. Yeah, I don't know if I mind that, actually. That kind of works. I think it might need to be a little bit darker, though, still, just so that it reads more clearly. Before it was this middle ground where it was not orange enough and too orange. Yeah, I think I get what you're saying. That's what I was thinking. It's like, yeah, push the colors a little bit more, so that way it leans more into being a cartoonish orange instead of a realistic, kind of subdued orange. I think it works better, for sure. Ceiling stone. Okay, we don't really need ceiling stone. Let's grab wood wall. And let's just rename you to wood ceiling. And let's make this just a bit dimmer. And then we will edit materials and add wood ceiling. Grab wood ceiling, assign active material, and accept. Okay, so definitely too dark now, because it reads a little differently from that. Well, now we're in spooky mode. Go back to normal, please. I mean, it's not bad, but it's overpoweringly orange for sure. It needs... I think what it needs is non-orange. It needs something that's... It needs something to break up the overwhelming orangeness of the composition. Because you look at any of these still frames, and it is just so orange. It is overwhelmingly orange. What if I lighten it more? A little more. Alright, little bit more. That's not bad. It's not bad. So we've got this, which is a nice sort of offset, but then we have this where it's way too much orange. So I'm thinking maybe either adding in some props could be nice to help break up the orangeness, like if we've got paintings on the walls and windows and stuff, and more like stone fixtures and furniture, then maybe that'll help us with our overabundance of orange problem. So I think maybe that's just what we'll need to do is instead focus on adding in some of those extra details and bit of finesse and panache. Okay, so I've got an idea. I'm gonna grab the base unlit material, and I'm gonna call this M window, because I'm gonna need to make some changes here. We're gonna make this translucent, and we're going to plug in a variable. What do I want to call it? What do I turn in? Yeah, there we go. I'm just stupid. Say 0.2, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6. Yeah. Let's grab just make it black. Yeah. And we don't actually need to do any of that. Just plug that in. There we go. Probably a bit of a gray, actually, would look better. I guess it doesn't really matter, huh? Yeah. Let's make it a white, actually. Okay, so then we got M window, and then if we go here, edit materials, and then let's get a brush. Is there? No, I'll just sand things. So let's try something pretty simple here. Let's just grab this whole section. Let's add a new material, calling that M window. There we go. And then if we assign window to that, I don't think that worked. I think 2D cobwebs in the corner, it had a little bonus spookiness. I do actually intend on adding cobwebs. That is one of the props I'm going to be drawing. Yeah, there's that. There's going to be like mounted animal heads on the walls and carpets, paintings, windows, extra wooden beams and stuff. Little bits and pieces like that. Also, I just noticed the playlist decided to break on me for some reason. Loves doing that. We good? I guess we're good. Alright. Whatever. Okay, so first things first. That is not translucent. And I think we can actually start out by... Let's go to create cube grid. There we go. Oh. Okay, so you can see through it, kind of. It's just really weird. Oh no, why is it misaligned from the thing again? No! No! Okay, so we'll carve through like that, and then let's set the block size to 50, and then go like here, and then do that. I guess I could also just make like a, I could make like a window object instead, and that's something that you can like shoot, and that you could like break through. Maybe that could be kind of cool. Wait, do you plan on making the outside of the cabin too? Yes. Well, the world is called Solemn Slalom, so it is a haunted ski resort. So a good chunk of the levels is going to involve going in and out of the ski resort. Like one of the levels is going to feature probably the second level is going to feature a large section where you go down a slope and you can actually slalom. So like you'll go in between the little flags, and if you go inside the middle of them, then you'll get like a speed boost. So yeah, it'll feature both the inside and outside of the ski resort pretty prominently. Add lightning flashes. I do have lightning flashes on my weather sky effect. I do not. Okay. I thought I did. Let's go to storm. Or is it weather? Where is it? Should be something for weather. I thought I had lightning on. But yeah, it's a good idea. I like that. It strikes there's a silhouette of a bouncer. You guys are coming up with good ideas. Maybe? I don't remember where exactly the storm option is. Yeah, whatever. I'll do it later. I'll do that later. Okay, so back to the issue at hand. We want to make this guy right here. We want to make this guy see-throughable. So it is see-throughable. You can see through it. I guess it's just because there's nothing to see through it. Okay, that's very unusual looking. But if there's something on the other side, then you'd be able to see it, I think. So like we do this, and then make this window. Then yeah, okay, so you can see through it, just that there's just nothing to see. Okay, I get it now. Whoa. Oh no, that's not what we want. Okay. I'm getting an idea of how this actually works, because I've never really messed with translucency on Unreal, and I'm now seeing some issues. So we're gonna go ahead and patch up that hole in the wall. Actually, no, we're not gonna patch that hole up in the wall. So what we're gonna do is do something different. We're gonna go to props, and we're going to go to slalom. We're gonna make a blueprint to make it a pawn, actually, because I want to be able to interact with it. Make that BP window. And let's drag it out. Let's add a cube. Stepping in to say hi, keep up the good work. Thanks, Sadie. Appreciate you. That's not good? No, it is not. Being able to see it is not ideal. Let's do an window. There we go. Shrink it down a little bit. Just make it about approximately the size we want it to be. Doesn't have to be super precise. We can adjust it in editor. Oh, I dropped that way out. Way from where I was trying to put it. Wait, why is it not getting put down where I want it to go? Yeah, it's not placing it. It's placing it like it's trying to place stuff on the very edge of like everything. It's not putting it down. Yeah, what is it doing that for? Why is it not placing it where I'm trying to place it? Like, is it do that with a table? It is doing that. What the heck? That is so weird. Why is it doing this all of a sudden? Maybe because I got modeling mode open? Is it Shift F1? Okay. I can't remember how to hide this menu now. I got a new keyboard too because I'm on something else. Are the enemies still going to be as usual? Or are they going to be ghost variants? Depends a little bit. There's not a super strict formula I'm following. There's going to be some more like haunted ghost enemies that are the normal type of like, hey, here's some new enemies. And then there's an enemy that will possess enemies and turn them into a more powerful version of themselves. And not every enemy will have one of those forms, just because I don't think every enemy really needs one of those. But yeah. Okay. We're going to do a little bit of scavenging real quick. So we're going to do Unreal objects being placed on Skybox. And I'll look around so you guys aren't bored. Ooh. Yeah. Things spawn at edge of Skybox. If your skybox set to use collision... Shouldn't have collision, right? Maybe I checked a setting somewhere on accident. And overlap events, relevant for level bounds. False. So if I just try to place them down, they get spawned out in the middle of nowhere. But if I try to place them on top of something that exists, then it's okay, even if it's like the mesh. It doesn't get placed on the mesh. What? Okay, so it's just not getting put on the floor, but it's getting put on. Okay, whatever. I'll fix that later. Stupid problem. Unreal's dumb. Dumb engine. Okay, so we grab, slow down, grab this guy, pull you on up, rotate, and then make it big. Set the rotation to 90, so that way it's nice and even. Pull you up a little bit, get you nice and centered, and then extend out. And there we go, got a nice little window. So you can't see anything outside right now. Oh, and I'm curious what it looks like in the dark. Yeah, not particularly different looking. But I'm thinking what I want to do here is have like trees and stuff, like basically make little fake vignettes to make it feel a little bit more like a real place. So we'll have like these little textures of trees and stuff, and maybe some where it's like snow's covering the window, maybe even like a bouncer who's like stuck up against the window because he got pushed in by snow or something. Stuff like that I think would be a lot of fun to add extra character and extra detail. But for now I'm just trying to get the core elements in before I'm worrying too much. Trying to get the core design style in, rather. We can worry about the fine details a little bit more once we've got everything more fine-tuned. But yeah, we got a window. Okay, looking pretty good. Okay, so hold on, is the door still? Oh, I think the door's still there. It just turns invisible. Whoops. Oh, I didn't set collision, did I? I just set visibility. Stupid. Let's set collision enabled to no collision. And yeah, collision enabled. Yeah, there we go, collision enabled. Just to make sure that that is working, let's go ahead and turn the visibility of that one still on, so that way you bump into it, turn the lights off, you can go through it, and then this, and you can't go through it. Perfect. Perfecto. Could you hit a ghost enemy that appears when you walk past it, makes noise and chases you, can't hurt it, but you have to run? I guess I'm not against the idea of an unkillable, like, threat enemy that's more, like, present, but, I don't know. I kind of think I prefer making enemies that are constantly, like, fightable. That's like, pretty fundamental, you know, to the core experience. Now I'm just doing a little bit. This is just for me. I kind of want to test stuff on a slightly different scale just to see how it all fits together. I do need to change the textures of the table a bit. I don't really like how it looks. Oh, I'm gonna make like a little vase for it too. Yeah, I was gonna make like a little flower pot. Yeah. And I need to make a laser thing for this, like a laser effect when you shoot the middle finger. And I gotta reanimate the middle finger too to make it a little more crazy for the new effect. And I got so much shit left to do for polish. You know, let's even just tweak the table right now. Because right now, yeah, it just uses the boardwalk texture, which I think it looks nice. The texture looks nice. But let's go to here. Set this to table. Say top table. and bottom table. So this can be something like that, dark, nice red. And we're going to set the tint alpha to 1, so that way it is only the color and the texture doesn't even shine through, because I don't think we really need it for something that's this small and this simple. So, yeah. And then we'll set the bottom table. Pretty similar deal. Just make it completely white, gray, set this to 1. There we go, and make that a little bit dimmer, just because we don't really want it to be drawing too many eyes. Give it a nice dim color so it sort of helps fade into the background. Also, I've got too many things. I gotta close out a bunch of these. Gotta clear up some room here. I can't even see all my tabs. You're starting to hear my PC fans move quite a bit after that. Okay. Let's go ahead and open the blueprint for the table. Then we can set this to top table and bottom table. Oh, you can't. The gray is like the same color as the background, so you can't even see it in there. Yeah, I think that looks a little bit more natural. I think I want to sink it in the floor a little bit more. Yeah. Let's actually give this a little bit of texture, maybe. Not too much. I don't want it to be anything crazy. Maybe like a really something subtle. So like you can see it, but it's kind of more subdued. Yeah, I think that actually works pretty nicely. For distance, it doesn't really add any clutter, and up close, it adds a nice little bit of extra detail. I think that works quite well, as a matter of fact. Yeah, okay, starting to come together a little bit. Just need to keep adding in a bunch of details and stuff. Tomorrow, in particular, I'm going to be doing a lot of asset drawing. A lot of paintings to draw, a lot of enemy sprites to draw. I gotta draw a texture for this door. I gotta draw outdoor stuff like trees and whatnot. Quite a bit of work left to do. Quite a lot. I think maybe also if you shoot the windows, it should be able to crack. That'd be fun. Man, I've got too many ideas. Add spookiness. Well, spookiness is on the menu. Maybe even if it makes the the background track a little different. Like it does a little, like maybe when you go into ghost mode, then it so okay, yeah, you go into ghost mode. Maybe it's playing the regular background track, and then once you're in ghost mode, it'll take out some instruments or add a wobble to it. So it's like, ooh, spooky. Something pretty simple, but that could add a nice bit of extra sauce. How you doing, bro? Doing pretty all right. Thanks for asking, Whoopser. Thanks for joining. Add fear, add terror, add a general sense of unease. Yeah, I could make it extra spicy, extra scary. What was I doing? Interactable. Yeah. So we'll grab ghost mode. Oh no, it's doing this. It's still doing this shit. Ghost mode and unghost. It's not letting me grab it. There we go. Put it right on there, so that way when you get on that couch, you'll go into ghost mode, and then when you get on this couch, you'll turn out of ghost mode. But before I forget to do it, let's plug in the post-process again, because otherwise everything will break entirely. There we go. We got ghost mode, and then out of ghost mode. So something we do need to do now, might as well actually, is the chairlift problem. The chairlift conundrum. So if it's at 0, you'll see it's right here, and we can use the chairlift as intended. It works fine. It still launches you for some reason after you get off, which is really weird and janky, but it does function. It does function. It's dubiously functional, but it's functional. It's just definitely something that we're going to need to refine by quite a bit. Let's give it the material. Let's just say like chair or table bottom. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, okay, so you can't see the Z fighting if they're different materials. Chair. Why do I keep typing chair? Talbe. Table. So you can ride up and ride back down. But here's the weirdness. Here's the janky part. If we set the rotation to 180 degrees, then it just disappears for some ass reason. Set it to set it to 1. I bet it'll also just... No, 1 is fine. What if we set it to like 45? 45. Then it disappears. Wait. I saw it. I saw it. There it is. Why is it all the way over there? That's so stupid. Okay, so I'm thinking we're probably gonna have to do a bit of recoding on this thing, on this sumbitch. So, what I think we're probably gonna need to do is change how this works a little bit. So it'll start by setting control point position, being 0, 0, 0, and that's relative. And the endpoint will be that. So it's normal, stamina, and it'll go flying away. Okay. So let's set this to like 250, 250, 250. Wait, why is it working now? Why is it working now? Alright, whatever. Not complaining. Not complaining. And what if I rotate it? Does it break? No, it works still. Alright, I changed like one thing and all of a sudden it's fine. Okay, whatever. Cool. Set it to 500 and set it to 600. Alright, sure, it works. So I need to know why it's doing that, like why I still have momentum. You can launch yourself from it pretty easily. Yeah. Alright, that's cool. I think I want to add some sort of an indicator to it to show you like where you should jump or like where it reaches the end of its path. Add a room that has no purpose other than house trampolines and a door frame that says stress release room written in blood. That's funny. Okay, so we've got the basic chairlift working, but now I want to do something a little bit different with it. So we're going to type chairlift, not chairlift, danger. There we go. Expose that, and we'll start by making it false. And what we're gonna do is add a collision box. Make it nice and big. Yeah, that'll do. Actually, better idea. I was gonna make this one where it's a constantly moving hazard, so it goes like forwards and backwards and stuff at really high speeds and bonks you around and shit. But it's probably better just to make that an entirely separate thing instead of trying to make that a variant of this one. I think that would be probably a lot smarter and save me a lot more time. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna make a small little test room real quick, just to put some of the assets in, something smaller to get a idea of what the scope and stuff looks like, just for the sake of some testing. So I'm gonna do that, and that'll probably be a good point to wrap up for today, but that's still probably gonna be like another 20-30 minutes. So don't you go nowhere. It'd be cool if there were more girl enemies in this world for funds. I agree, there should be more variety. But it's, I've noticed that when I'm making enemies, I kind of just like default to making them dudes because that's just, I don't know, that's just the way my brain operates. But I do agree with you. Although this is like an interesting topic, and I'm curious if anyone else has like run into this. But when you're making characters in this style where they're like really dumb and blobby looking, it's like weirdly easy to make. And this could be a me thing, but I feel like I've seen this in other places too. But it's like pretty easy to make male characters who are just like blobs and just read clearly. It's like it kind of just works. But when you're making a female character, it kind of is hard to make it actually like clear that they're not like also just a dude. So if you look at something like Smiling Friends, you'll notice that like a lot of the female characters, even the ones that are all, you know, the weird solid color blob characters, they usually have like hair or something to more outwardly distinguish them. Let's add the materials in. I'll make this the dark ceiling-y color. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Let's add a spot for a window in here. I want to show the. I want to see what it looks like if we have the enemies chasing each other through walls and stuff. See if that works. Or through the mirror, the window. Window. What do you give me the raised eyebrow for, huh? Can we just have a big old window wall? Yeah, just have a big old window wall. Okay, grab the wood wall texture. You know, you can go ahead and just remesh it, make it look a little more even. Help us texture it more evenly, and then we will grab a window. That's props. That is in props. Add a window. No, forgot I was doing this shit. Gotta figure out why it's doing that. Okay, so now we got our window. Drag it in, set the rotation to 90 degrees. Dragging on up. Give him big stupid eyelashes. Yeah, that's the thing though, right? It's like it feels like it's kind of necessary to do something like that for it to actually read. It feels like if you don't do something like that, then it just kind of isn't. It just kind of ends up looking like a dude again. Okay, let's add the V ghost. Go, and then add a Gunther. Wait, is it not letting me place it on him now? Dude, what is going on with this thing? Why is it not placing anything? It's so weird. Why is it doing this? It's really annoying. Alright, so this is something you might see on one of the first levels, is... Okay, so it does work through glass. Which is good. That is what we want. He is ready. He is ready to shoot us. Does Gunther have a criminal record? I mean, that's up to viewer interpretation, but yeah. Although Gunther is like, in this form, Gunther is like dubiously sentient. Big sign above our head that says, "This is a girl." Genuinely feel like that's what I need to do sometimes. It's like even on the conductor. I mean, I guess I didn't exactly telegraph it the most clearly, but it's like, I don't know. Everyone was like, "Oh, cool! He's a cool new guy." It's like, oh, it is not a guy. I guess I didn't make it the most obvious, but you gotta go way out of your way to make it obvious. Oh, I forgot it's doing this stupid shit again. Not again, still. Rotate. put some couches in so you can, I don't know, observe what's going on, observe this nonsense. Drag this down a little bit. Nice little table in between. Maybe even pull these guys in a little. And then we can attributes, and material, no. Cube grid, there we are. Now I'll have to adjust the spacing on that again. Drag them in like that. There we go. Maybe pull this out a little bit so it doesn't feel quite as cramped. There we go. And then we will edit the attributes one more time so we can get the textures going. I do think this is probably a better space to actually test stuff, see if it works. Not sure if you always have to make it obvious because Brainbuster looks like a girl to me somehow. Huh, interesting. I guess, I mean, it's not like it really matters, right? Ultimately. They're all just like stupid blob characters. Put a fancy martini glass on the table. Really sell a nice fancy atmosphere. Bam, bam. There we go. Yeah. And we got this horror happening over here. This monstrosity. There we go. And then we can put like a painting here. We can put some stuff on the floor here. Maybe even actually have a window right here to also broaden the feeling a little bit, make it feel a little bit nicer. Man, I've got so much drawing to do. I wish I had properly planned better as to what I could be drawing ahead of time, because it would have been good to be making a lot of those assets during the down period. But I don't know, it's so hard for me to like figure out what I need to make if I can't just get in the engine and do it. Like trying to think about what I'm going to need to draw for me is like so difficult when I don't actually have an idea of what I'm going to be. Like, if I can't put it in engine to see what I'm drawing, it kind of feels like something's missing. Let's drag the window out, set you to 90 degrees. 0 degrees, actually, not 90. Slump them in there. Cool. Now we got a window. It's a little high up, so I think I might make that a little bit lower, or maybe keep it high up actually, because it kind of helps keep the illusion, and it does make you feel like you're tiny and stupid. Okay, so Chairlift is going to need an actual model, so it's not just a block. Add some detail and stuff to it. Should be relatively simple, I imagine. Not too bad. Figure out what I'm going to do for the exterior stuff. Probably redo the window a little bit so it looks a little less flat looking. Add some more furniture. I like Spooky Vision. I think Spooky Vision looks pretty nice where it's at. Need to draw texture for you. I need to make a fireplace. I need to make cobweb textures. I need to make paintings. 2 different versions of each painting too for the normal and spooky mode. I need to make a lot. I got a lot. Okay. But I think that is a good place to call it for today. I mentioned it in the Discord, but I'm going to be trying to stream more than usual this week because I'm going to have a lot of free time, relatively speaking. I mean, tomorrow I probably won't stream. Probably, maybe not Wednesday either. Probably, actually, definitely not on Wednesday. But I might do both Tuesday and Thursday. That'd be pretty cool. I'd like to do something like that once I get some assets in. So... yeah, but for now, I think that will do it. So thank you everybody who decided to stop in. Appreciate you. Hope to see you again a little bit later this week once we start working on a bit more graphic stuff and some new enemies. And hopefully by Thursday, I can start working on actually putting in, or actually start working on the first full level. That would be